Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for 11/4/2020. This is the rune Dagaz. Now, Dagaz is the rune of breakthrough, it is the rune of transformation. And on this reading, this transformation is really talking about your reaction to the transformation. There is no one definitive transformation that happens and then everything is different. Every transformation happens and then everything is different. But that's not like a the end happy ending. I'm done with all my work because I had this epiphany. That is just the beginning. Every transformation becomes the beginning of the next journey, even if it's something simple, even if it's something small. It changes everything that comes after it because of your new understanding. For example, if you have the epiphany in a personal way that people who call you names are actually very hurt on the inside and that they see in you the same weakness or the same shortcoming that they see in themselves. And so they yell at you about it rather than yelling at themselves. Once you see that, every other interaction with other people judging you changes because you recognize that their judgment of you is about themselves. And so from that point forward, everything is different, but you're still going to have problems. You're still going to have issues. There's still other issues to come up because we're human and we have this layered existence of issues and problems and goals and experiences every day. That's being human. So it is transformation after transformation after transformation. And this Seven of Wands reverse basically talks about the exhaustion of looking at these transformations and going, how many times do I have to do this? How many times do I have to forgive myself? How many times do I have to deal with other people and work with them and battle with them? How many times am I going to have to rethink my perspectives? How many times am I going to have to uncloud my judgment, rethink how I'm doing things, try to figure out what's going on? How many transformations am I going to go through? And it was interesting that this card of exhaustion is also the number 7 because there is a Bible story. And for those of you who aren't Christian, it does not make any difference at all because these are the stories of the ascended masters. They're like myths. They're like the stories of Confucius or the Buddha or, Greek mythology. All of these, whether you choose to believe in them as your path to spirituality or not, have value and are all based in basically the exact same knowledge of understanding, of empathy, of unconditional love of self and others, and of forgiveness of self and others. Every spiritual practice on the planet is basically that, wrapped up in different wrapping with a different bow on it. So, this story of Jesus that I was going to tell you, and I'm no Bible expert, so don't quote me on it. One of Jesus's disciples, Peter, he asks, "Well, how many times am I supposed to forgive my brother? 7 times?" And the answer that Jesus gave was yes, 7 times, 70 times, 7 times. You keep forgiving him over and over again. Now, a lot of people take that and they go, well, I'm not going to forgive someone who hurt me. If you don't forgive someone who hurts you, then you are the one who is being hurt by that, not the other person. And in this reading, 70 times 7 is basically infinity. It's basically you're going to keep doing it over and over and over again. There is no ending to the level of forgiveness. And in this reading, we're talking about transformation. So you're going to keep transforming over and over and over again. This transformation happens every time you learn something new, every time you go through a new experience and you bring a new awareness to it. And this 3 of coins, this card right here probably sums up all of this. Having an epiphany, having a transformation. Let me reword this. Having an epiphany means nothing if you don't put it into use, if you don't use it in your daily life to transform. Let me say that again, because I'm stumbling on my words a little bit because of my neurological thing. Having an epiphany doesn't mean anything if you don't put it into use in your life. If you don't use that epiphany to change your behavior, then it won't make any difference at all. It doesn't create a transformation. It is epiphany plus action, actual change in your life that creates the transformation. This is something that when I do these readings, it's interesting because I've run across this so many times that people know usually what to do. They know that they have to leave the situation that they're in to get something different, and they don't. They know that they need to forgive that person who hurt them, but they don't. They know that they have to put in, some hard work to learn something, but they don't. And then they wonder, why am I not moving forward? It's a human condition where we recognize the answer but avoid the success. It is a form of self sabotage that we see the doorway, but we choose to sit in the room. We see the doorway, but we choose to stay where we are because through the doorway could be success, could be love, could be beauty, could be peace, and we don't deserve it. We feel like we do not deserve that success that comes next, or we have a fear of how that change is going to look. It's very interesting. And okay, so if we have that epiphany, but then you don't decide to take the next step and go through that doorway, then you've had an epiphany without transformation, because transformation would be using that knowledge that we have just spoken of to walk through the door into the next situation. This is life. This is our life on planet Earth. This is how we roll right now. But you are an infinite being. And this is not all there is to any world. It's all you know right now, but it's just a small piece of the universe. You are the center of that universe. And yet, we are nothing. There is a duality in existence in this earth plane that is so beautiful and fascinating and terrifying all at the same time. But that's why we come here. That's why we choose to be human lifetime after lifetime, is because we get those lessons and that soul evolution right here on this beautiful world. So don't just get the knowledge, don't just have the epiphanies, don't just learn the lessons. Put them into action. Take action on them and step into the next transformation. You are beloved, you matter, and you are so loved.